Hello friends, it's Chrissy. Welcome to or back to my channel. I am here to do a January recap, even though I know it is not over yet. I don't know if it was the Lunar New Year or the new moon, but I'm feeling this energy to do a habit card journal refresh today, not waiting until the end of the month. So when the when the fire strikes, when the iron's hot, there it is. When the iron's hot, we strike. So that's what I'm doing. I can't show you the decks that I used in January because I used a lot of them, actually. I'll go ahead and pop into my little deck and card tracker. This is a, oh, there's something on it. This is a Jaboon Techo. And where are you, little friend? So this is my card draw tracker for the month of January so far. I'm using January in blue. I plan on using each month as a different color. And then this is the list of decks that I used so far in January. And today is the 23rd. So a lot of these are my study decks: Journey to the Tower, Terrace Color, Drowning World, Marshmallow Marseille, and Jean Noblet, Jacques Viville. Those are my study decks. So decks that I have actually used this month. I have used The Drowning World. I have used Pamela Coleman Smith, Playful Heart, my deck, Narrative Alchemy, which is on Make Playing Cards. I'll have that information below. The Centennial Borderless, Outgrow Yourself Oracle, Tarot to Lose, Mountain Dream Tarot, Naturescape, Guided Hand, Augenblick, Future Ancestors, Pensive Path, Earth Magic, 1909, Linescapes, Dream Vision, Pagan Otherworlds, and the Depths Tarot. So I used a lot of different decks in January so far, and we'd be here quite a while if I showed you all of them. But the more I've used, the more that's kind of led me to how I want to narrow down my practice a little bit in from starting today until a month or so from now. And I've picked out 5 decks that I want to be using for about the next month. The first is my Ride or Die, my Centennial Borderless. Since I have been teaching a real in-depth study of Rider-Waite-Smith, we've covered the aces, the Fool, the Magician, the aces, and we're into the pages at this point. The more time I spend with this deck, the more I want to draw exclusively from this deck. There's so much, I think so much of what I'm drawn to is the consistent imagery across the cards and the ability to think about how, even though this is the 3 of Cups, how the Pentacles play a role in this. Because we have this lush greenery behind, and the impact of having clouds in the sky or not, and the yellow sky versus the neutral sky versus the blue sky. I just think there's a lot of space for reading the cards in a line, and making the cards have a certain meaning for us that I just love having in the Rider-Waite-Smith. And like I said, as I get deeper into this year-long study, and I'm studying right along with my students, the deeper I get into the study, the more I'm sincerely falling in love with the Rider-Waite-Smith. I did make a when I started this year, working primarily with the Centennial Borderless, but I just received the 1909, and ooh, it's giving me feels. So first off, Rider-Waite-Smith. The second deck that I am working with in the next month is, of course, my Narrative Alchemy Tarot. This was my card for the day. I'm getting back into the practice of putting my card of the day on my watch. This deck is for sale on Make Playing Cards. Like I said, the link will be below. I love, I've said this before and I'll say it again, having a deck in my voice, a deck in my handwriting where I can receive a gentle call out and gentle encouragement from myself, because I'm not always the greatest at doing that. That's what this deck is for me, and I love it. And I can't imagine, I can't imagine a time where it goes on the back burner for any reason. So yeah, and the backing of the deck is the same of the fabric that I have here for my reading cloth. So yeah, my deck isn't going anywhere. The Narrative Alchemy Tarot. Next is the deck that will not let me put it down. And the entire reason that I am studying Marseille this year, this is the Tarot with the Drowning World. This deck, it's still in order. The pages are here on top. I don't know how to explain it, but it calls to me. It tells me things. It shows me things. I don't understand it. I'm studying Marseille so that I hopefully can understand it. I just noticed you may be able to see my scarf in the frame. It's chilly in Kentucky today. I love this deck. It loves me. And it gives me messages that are so different than I get from a Rider-Waite-Smith. This deck gives me intuition. This deck gives me yes, no. This deck gives me stop, go. And I think it's so interesting that with the clarity where Rider-Waite-Smith decks seem to give me that reflection, that more psychological, reflective sort of reading, and Marseille gives me the yes, no, clarity. So almost like the Rider-Waite-Smith is more of like a cups deck, and this is more of a swords deck. Yeah, it tells me. Rider-Waite-Smith asks me. Marseille tells me. Yeah, so this isn't going anywhere. This is here to stay. This is the Tarot of the Drowning World. The next two decks I will just show you together, and I will show you quickly since I talked about them in my last video. This is the Death Doula Oracle and the Depths Tarot. Friends, they're beautiful together. The Eight of Freedom, the Eight of Swords, and balance. Oh, and then thinking about the traditional Eight of Swords and the water that's in front of her, and how I've always assumed that she was on the same level of the water, but what if she's up here standing above? Oh, I love it. Love it. Is this deck in order? No, but there's the Seven of Swords. And Torpid. Death. The Abyssal Plane. Magician and Witness Love. So here I see the majority of the darkness with a little light here in the middle and above. Here we have the majority darkness, a little light here and above. Just, and I see here in the Creator of Intuition, in the Queen of the Cups. Is intuition cups? Right? Yes. So how can our feelings catch the sun? How can we create fully experience feelings that go after the sunlight? I love it. I love it. So yeah, these are going to be deeply in rotation this month. So the Depths Tarot and the Death Doula Oracle. So this is where I'm going to stop talking about decks and switch over into journals and studies and like Chrissy being a nerd. So if you're just here for decks, congratulations, I'll see you next time. If you're interested in my spiritual practices and my journals, go ahead and hang out. But I just remembered I need to put some post-it notes over some faces of little ones, so give me just a second. All right, friends, so I think that the children that I know and love have been adequately covered. This is my Hobonichi Techo cousin. This is my journal for the year. This may be, I plan on flipping through this every time I do a little monthly update. So because this is January, this will be a little longer than usual. I also want to bring out, this is my Jibun Techo. This is super boring. It is where I schedule out my tarot school content. It is where I track my draws and decks. Other than that, it is simply my to-do list and my schedule. So there really isn't all that much to show here. I just write in the date with lettering when I have my list done. I put washi over the initials just to confirm to me, and it's pretty that everything is done. I was playing with doing some of my daily journaling here, but I've moved it into the cousin, as you'll see. So yeah, this is all just logistical tracking and scheduling for me. So this is my planner, Jibun Techo. And then my journal is a Hobonichi cousin. So I'll just give you a walkthrough again. This will be the longest of the year. I just, I'm gonna check and make sure I'm in camera. Let me scoot everything up a little bit. All right, now we're good. So this is an old Foxy Fix. This is at least 6, maybe 7 years old. I love Foxy Fix, and then they disappeared. I have this one and a small one, and that's all I was able to get before they disappeared. But this is where this is my cover. I keep some little stickers in here. This is a Valentine from my friend Miranda, who passed away about 1.5 years ago. My 2-year-old niece handed out playing cards the day of my grandmother's funeral. So this is like my little reading from my 2-year-old niece. Thanks for that, Evie. And then I'm just going to collect stickers here as I go. This is a sticker from the December, I think, Sincerely the Tarot mail reading. This is a sticker from Squishal Media, which is a really cool hippie card stationery bookstore here in Lexington. An apple sticker because it's pretty. My husband being super focused on building a gingerbread house, and I cherry tarot so much sticker from Kitten Shops. My word of the year is renewal. My card of the year is the High Priestess. My plan is to just collect various High Priestesses and glue them in here. Someone shared this on the internet or on Instagram. I forget who it was. Krista sent me, when Krista had was unboxing this deck, I totally forget what it's called. I was like, can you send me a picture of the High Priestess? And she did. And this is the High Priestess from the Earth Magic Tarot. I have glued a lot of things in and over pages. This was the, you can kind of see through here, this was the month at a glance spread. I taped in blank Hobonichi pages, actually glued them in. And this is my Wheel of the Year reading. January was the Queen of Pentacles, and February is Death. I have some ideas already of how I want to embody this, not wait for it to happen. So there will be some changes coming in February. This is just blotting paper. This is where I'm tracking my habits in 2023. Now, the cousin only came with 2 pages. You know, a page, like just one January through June and then July through December. But there were actually 2 things that I wanted to track every day. I didn't use these pages at all in my 2021 planner, so I actually glue them in, or I tip them in, so you'll see them in a second. But this is my habit tracker. Like I said, my word for this year is renewal. So I'm going back to old habits, old things that I used to do that meant a lot to me, that connected me to myself, to source, to my practices. And I'm really focusing on gradually building back up and seeing what things honestly still fit. So I am tracking habits, but I am not setting any sort of goal. I'm setting very small goals. So my goals for this month, and I envision them staying the same. The things I'm tracking, not goals, the things I'm tracking: tarot study, tarot read, write, read, yoga, meditation, Reiki, gratitude, walk, and creativity. So in January, I'm focusing on tarot and journaling. So reading tarot most days and a gratitude practice most days, which I've actually made every day. I have not gone on any walks. I've meditated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I have done yoga once. So moving into the month ahead, so starting today here on the 23rd, I'm going to be shifting because I feel like tarot and journaling are already a big part of my practice, and that I'm going to move into actively pursuing yoga and Reiki as focuses for the next month or so. And what I mean by journaling, I want to be clear, isn't necessarily journaling in here. This is my 5-year Hobonichi Techo cousin, and I am doing my gratitude journaling in here every day. So that's what I mean by journaling. So I have 2 pages of that. And then let me put my blotting page back in. And then I'm also tracking, I don't know what I'm calling this, but every day I'm tracking my productivity, energy, attention, sleep, and mood on a scale of 1 to 10, just to see what patterns look like, how things show up for me, where concerns are. Like right now, I'm seeing that I haven't had an unproductive day in quite a string of days. And today is also going to be productive. And then I go back to work for 3 days. And then I have a no day. So I'm going to have like at least like 9 days here of high productivity. And that is alert for me. Like that lets me know I need to make sure that the weekend is like squeaky clean of doing things. So that's the kind of things I'm looking for, right? And like my mood was really low here, and I started my period, and y'all, it hasn't ended, but that's another story. But being able to see like what was low, and then how that shows up, just what those patterns are. So that's the second set of daily pages. And then we move into the monthlies. This is where I am posting a picture of my daily draws. This is not necessarily for me to go back to and say, oh, I've drawn the so-and-so X amount of times. These are too small to see that. This is just simply a representation of, oh, let me glue that back down since I just did that. A representation of my goal progress, of my intentions of drawing cards every day, and what that actually looks like for me. So this is January. I haven't, I usually do like, I have a, I just keep a document open in Word of things to print. I take pictures, I pull them into a Word document, I shrink them to the size that I want them. These are like 1.23, 1.24 square. And then once the page is halfway full or so, I print it up and glue it in. So that's how I don't, this is just printed on my home printer on regular printer paper. The end of January, the slots are too small. So just, we'll do that in February. So this is where I'm really proud of myself. Once I got in the Depths Tarot, which is here, and I told you earlier the decks I was working with this month, Depth, Centennial, Death Doula, Narrative Alchemy, and Drowning World. When I got the Depths Tarot, the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, I'm going to go on jet pens and figure out the perfect color tombow for each of these. And I'm like, Chrissy, you just threw out, I don't know how many tombows because you hadn't used them in like 5 years and they dried out. So I went through my collection of pens because it's kind of embarrassing, and found a colored pencil, a Papermate Flare, a Stabilo, like the tri-point, a mild liner, and a piece of washi tape that matches the majors and all of the suits. Intuition isn't perfect, but it's fine. The rest of them look really nice. So this is just like a collection of what pens I'm using this month, and they are all just here in my Delphonics pouch. Well, I totally forgot. So the pencils, the Stabilos, the mild liners, and the flares. So yeah, they're all organized in there. So yeah, I didn't buy anything new. I wanted to, but I didn't. And I'm super proud of that. And then after the monthlies, we go into the weeklies. I was really anxious and excited to get this started, so I glued in the week of December 19th over top of March 2024. And the first 2 weeks are pretty because I had the weekend of Christmas and then the week after. So like this is when I wasn't technically working, or working, very little, because who comes to therapy the week before Christmas? So yeah, these are just pictures that I've clicked. These are printed on the HP Sprocket, which I am not a fan of. One, they add a lot of weight and thickness, and I just don't think they print up as well. Stickers from Mystical Cat Company, is that right? Mystical Cat Co? Whimsical Cat Co, yes. Whimsical Cat Co, and Grouchy Bear, which doesn't exist anymore. Then there are some in here from Once More with Love. This is the week of Christmas. We went to see Cassie and Craig. We had Friendsmas. Nathan and I got stuck at their house and had to get towed out. This is Nathan's family that came to see us for Christmas. And then we went to Cabin Con with our friends. And again, just covering up kids. Since there wasn't, since there weren't daily spots for December, I did my tracking of my my self tracker and my habit tracker just on the column here. And I'm really having a hard time figuring out what I'm going to use this column for. This goes back to the first week of the year. I'm working on tracking my Reiki practice here. I have the chakras marked. I haven't been doing great at it, but having it here has reminded me that it is a priority, and I'm hoping that today will start a long spread, a long habit of using those. So, yeah, taco quinoa salad, red curry lentils. I played with drawing a chakra here. This is the day I put my deck on make playing cards. I ate pizza on the couch this evening. Planner day. We had dinner with friends. This is last week. My grandmother died. Here, picture of my cat with his girlfriend. The bag. These are flowers that my brother-in-law sent us. A cute little memory when we picked my brother up at the airport. All of us being together, eating together. I made the comment that I lost my favorite spoon, and my mom had one. So she gave it to me. I think it belonged to my great aunt Janice, but yeah, I lost my favorite spoon, which doesn't make any sense. I don't go anywhere, but now I have another one. I guess this was 2 weeks ago. This was last week. I just put a pretty sticker here because, again, I don't know what to do with this space. I filed my Q4 taxes from last year. I have work here. I worked really hard and got my notes done on Friday, which rarely happens, especially getting them done before lunch. More couch and pizza time. I had some tea over here. I got the Depths Tarot that day. Shot a YouTube video. Actually goes with this, but yeah. And then this week so far, don't have a lot. It's a little past lunchtime on here on the 23rd. I'm playing with writing my card from Narrative Alchemy here on the top. The rest of my 3-card draw just simply numerically and elementally here. I'm sorry, my cat just squeaked outside. But yeah, this is this week pretty early. And then we move to the dailies, which actually start the day before. The day before January 1st. This is my Goodbye 2022 reading, which I did with the, this isn't Santa's Helper. This is Winter Wait, the glitter edition. I did have to take an extra page in here, so this would fit. And then this is my looking ahead to 2023 reading that I did with Terra Volatile. These are both spreads that I created last year when I was doing readings for other people, which I'm not anymore, but I still enjoy using these spreads. Then we move into January on the, oh man, I keep knocking all of these, ungluing these pages. Hold on. Where did my glue stick go? I'll do this in a minute. Looking at the cards that I received or drew for this month, with the Queen of Pentacles being the card that I drew, and then ways that the Queen of Pentacles showed up for me. 4 of Wands was my card from Sincerely the Tarot, and the way the 4 of Wands showed up for me. This is journaling for the 1st and what my table looked like on the 1st. This is my study of the Fool and my husband dancing at Rock House Brewing. His Irish dance school did a Kaylee night, which was super fun for 12th night. And yeah, he danced and played bouzouki, and I hung out with my friends and drank some lovely sour beer. This is my chakra check-in for January. I draw a card from Narrative Alchemy, and then I draw a card from Outgrow Yourself, see how they go together, and end with an affirmation that I've used in the past for as a tapping practice, one for each chakra. This is my study of the Magician. This is a reading that I received from Kelly at Truth and Story. I wrote so much that I had to tip in the actual picture of the reading. This is a journaling day, my study of the Ace of Cups. Oh, I forgot. No, I guess I didn't. I haven't gotten there yet. And on the Ace of Cups, this is one of the activities that I had my students do in tarot school. So I did it myself because I try to practice what I preach. My study for the Ace of Wands, and then my intro spread from the day that I received the Earth Magic Tarot. This is my reading for the Aces. After studying them, and really the theme of the Aces being receiving, I created a little spread. I did these 1 card at a time with the questions that it brought up. The current energy around my ability or inability to receive. How can I see the truth beyond the story? How can I see the truth that is beyond the story to better open to receive? What am I not seeing, and where do I begin? Into my study of the Ace of Swords with my intro reading from the Depth Tarot. Just some pictures to fill up this page. My niece and I on a Starbucks run. Albus in his bag, the girlfriend. Herschel always wants to help. Another picture of my reading table, and me and my husband being nerds. These are decks I received in January. However, the Depths Tarot was the only one I ordered in January. This one was ordered way back in November, and these 3 were ordered with Christmas money. This is my study of the Ace of Pentacles, and I think that catches me up. Like I said, I'm playing with bringing my daily reading and my daily draw into my Hobonichi cousin, since it is such a short area. So I will do 4 days a week with my study, and then looking probably at filling up the other 3 with my little 2 with my little dailies, and then 1 with another spread or pictures, or however that shapes out. I don't know. It's all a work in progress. So this is my my daily journal, or my journal. And since I'm here, I might as well show you my study journal. I'll just flip through this real quick. This is a Stalogy A5 dot grid in red. And this is where I'm studying both to teach and Marseille this year. So the order in the beginning is kind of funny because I switched things up, but there are some pages of the Fool. This is the RWS of the Fool, the RWS of the Magician, and then additional Fool and Magician with Marseille readings of them. So this was because I started this earlier and then changed my mind to use it for this, but it's better organized after we get to the Fool and the Magician. Then there's a spread on the Ace of Cups, Rider-Waite-Smith on this side, Versailles, good grief, Marseille on this side for the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, with some space left over as I learn new things, the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. So those are all of my books so far this year, what they look like, the decks that I am using in whatever this month is, January into February. If you enjoyed this, let me know, and I'll make this a regular thing. Have a great day, friends, and I'll see you really soon.